Good evening, Millen Baird. Welcome to my show. Thank you for coming on. So, living in LA, what's it like? Loving it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. So when we came over here, we were in kind of West Hollywood, and we kept bouncing back to New Zealand for little projects, and then we moved. We did IVF in New Zealand, and then we moved to Newport Beach in the county, Orange County, which is an interesting place. A lot of business parks and malls. A lot of facelifts. A lot of Ferraris. So we were sticking out like sore knees there in our big blue Honda Element people mover.
Your gum boots.
The gummies. And then we popped back to New Zealand for another project, and then now we're back in West Hollywood, sort of near the Grove, which is like a big outdoor mall, which is like a ghost town at the moment. But still Frank Sinatra playing and fountains, like the Bellagio in Vegas, but there's just no one there. It's a ghost town. Yeah. Everyone, the odd person walking around with a face mask and keeping a respectful distance. Yeah, but no, it's great.
I did read somewhere. You're still living near a hospital. I read somewhere that you were living near a hospital. Or is that in the past?
We went to Newport Beach because it was near Hoag Hospital, which is a really good hospital down there, and we had a 83-year-old OBGYN, obstetrician gynecologist, looking after Siobhan. He was very, very good at his job, but he did pant a lot, which had me a little bit worried. And whenever he was examining Siobhan, he would talk about the All Blacks, which was very odd. He was an excellent obstetrician gynecologist, and delivered our beautiful little daughter Remy. So can't complain, mate. Can't complain.
Yes. Congratulations, by the way, new father. Yes. So how old is Remy now? She must be nearly 2, is she? Pushing 2?
She's 19 months. 19 months.
Yep.
And ruling the roost, mate.
Absolutely, yes.
Yep. She rips the phone off me and plays Taylor Swift's Shake It Off probably 20, 30 times a day.
Okay.
It's either Tay-Tay or... Who's the other one? Or Maroon 5's yeah. Yes. Don't know that one?
Well, they're pretty sophisticated musical tastes.
Yeah. No. She's fantastic. She's a real little rip snorter. Keeps us busy, I tell you. We do a lot of dancing. Here. Yes. Improv dancing.
Yep.
And Remy's, we like a lot of laughing as well. She's a constant source of amusement. She's very funny. 2 going on 40, she is.
Yeah.
Almost 2 going on 40.
Yeah. Well, let's put this into context. I'll broadcast some slides here. So if you click on your slides panel there, Millen, and we'll run through some lovely shots here that I discovered online. So there she is, showing off her eating skills. So where does she get the eating habits from? Is that from you or Siobhan?
I don't know. But she's definitely doing her Lady and the Tramp here. I've sort of I'm a bit slow on my cue. I haven't picked up the other end of the noodle. But this photo was actually from a cruise we went on in January.
Right.
That started off in Hong Kong, China. So when we came back to LA, Remy had a huge fever, was running a very hot fever on the plane, and we thought, oh no, she might have this virus. So we had a layover in Japan, and they were considering whether or not she should fly, but they let her fly anyway. And then as soon as we got to LA, we went straight to the hospital, but she was cleared. They just said it was an influenza. She had the flu, but I don't know whether they had the testing kits then, so we don't know whether she had it or not. And my mum after the cruise had a very mild pneumonia, sort of Legionnaires thing, and she went to Taranaki Base Hospital. So we may all have it. We're not too sure, but it was a heck of a cruise anyway. And that photo was probably one of the last few nights on the boat. Remy ate up a storm. She just was loving the macaroni cheese, and I think they're someone's spag bowl.
And this one here, who said men can't multitask? Look at that, brushing your teeth while supervising Remy's brushing of her teeth.
Look how hard I'm concentrating to brush my teeth and hold that child. That's quite scary. I'm not a multitasker at all. But yeah, no, really trying hard. And you can see Remy's going, oh, tell him to let me down. He's really struggling. But no, and I think we're even colour-coded there. Oh, well, that's a nice photo. Where'd you get
there you
that
go.
one
There's three of you. Happy families.
Yeah.
Your two favourite ladies there.
Yeah, that was a restaurant in the Grove. I think it closed down not long after that shot. You'll see Remy getting a wee bit of affection there. I'm sort of like patiently waiting my turn.
Yeah. You got to take turns.
Yeah.
Right, what have we got next? Here you are in Daryl mode.
Oh, wow.
Who's imitating who here, do you think?
I don't know. Look at that slug. That's just awful, isn't it? Poor Siobhan. I mean, the amount of times I've had to wear that
You're not calling Remy a slug now, are you?
No, certainly not. She's doing some sort of actual Jim Duggan impression, WWE from the 80s, but it's almost like I'm asking for directions or something. I don't know. Or
yeah, what do I do with this baby?
Yeah, what do I do with this little thing? Oh, there we go.
You've got
nice
the full grown, the extended slug there.
Extended slug. Now, what I like to do is, if I'm growing that mow for Daryl, I like to have a full beard because I don't like the moustache, especially if I'm near a school. I just I feel like it's just I get weird looks. But anyway, this photo is nice, isn't it? I think I've got an ice cream cone shirt on there, and you can see this is the start of Remy really works the camera.
Yeah. She's showing some real character there.
Yeah, she really likes an audience, and she likes a mirror and a camera. She's a little beaut, I tell you. Sorry, I was still looking at that photo. I forgot to click back at you. I was probably...
Oh, yes, here I am.
Yeah. I was still looking at the photo.
Right, so let's talk about the projects you're working on at the moment. You gave me a list of projects, and it's quite extensive, so we won't be able to go through all of them. You obviously got a lot of irons in the fire at the moment, which is good to see. So we'll focus on a couple of these.
Yeah. They're imaginary irons and imaginary fires.
Yes, I'm talking metaphorically.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you and Siobhan are... is it Siobhan or
now
Siobhan. That you're in America, I suppose it's Siobhan.
Yeah, Siobhan.
How do they say it over there? Siobhan?
Yeah, Barney. Yeah, Barney.
Oh, yeah.
Barney. Yeah.
So you collaborate obviously a lot with Siobhan, and this next clip I'm going to play is from a very recent online, TVNZ on demand thing again series. Of very short animated clips, 2 or 3 minutes in length, all available on YouTube as well if people want to look it up on YouTube. So you might want to give us a bit of... So this is an example of art imitating life, really, isn't it? It's about... it's quite a personal story that you've extracted the creativity from. Yeah,
we went through IVF to have Remy because I've got lazy swimmers, and out of that sort of story came this idea for an animated series for TVNZ about a slow sperm on his way to meet the egg, and who he encounters on that route, so to speak. I think in this clip you're about to show, it's Slow Pete having a chat with one of the sperm trainers. Would that be right?
It's from the very first episode.
Yeah. She's basically interviewing him to see if he's got the goods to be in the A-team, I think.
Yep. Okay, well, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Pete, you could potentially be the 8th sperm to graduate for a swimming position. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's all good, eh?
Oh, yes. Now, are you available to start immediately for training?
Well, I'm going diving at Ball Bay on Friday, but apart from that...
What sort of experience do you have, Mr. Slow? Your CV's a little thin.
Well, I pick things up.
Quickly?
Oh, do you need to go?
No. You're saying you pick things up quickly?
Yeah, I pick things quickly.
Up? No. Sit down, Pete.
Okay.
Look, have you had any swimming training to date?
No, I don't have any togs.
Are you a strong swimmer?
I'm probably more of a hiker. Have you ever been up Millen's Head?
Okay, Pete, we are a swimming school and we predominantly train in freestyle here. Can you freestyle?
My name's Slow Pete and I don't eat meat. It's all good, eh?
Okay.
No, that was a lot of fun, that. We did that, was it just before Remy was born? I think, yeah, Siobhan was fully pregnant and basically learned to animate on Adobe during the day. And then we just had a home studio and started riffing on all these characters. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun putting that together.
I read somewhere that you were literally in a closet doing a lot of the voice recordings at one point.
Yep, in our wardrobe in Newport, we had like a microphone pop filter and just a big duvet, just to deaden the sound and just went for it. Yeah, it was great. But if upstairs had their dishwasher going, it was a little bit of a problem. Apart from that, worked like a charm. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I enjoy the voices there. Obviously, there are a lot more characters in the subsequent episodes, but the voices, the growing exasperation in Siobhan's voice, it's the sheer stupidity of poor old Pete and the misinterpretations that he's making.
Yeah, I think the voice of Pete kind of came from my twin nephews. They're 24 now. They're from the Naki, and whenever I used to go down there, be like, "What are you up to, Matt?" "Well, not much, eh?" And then, how's work going? "It's all good, eh?" "It's all good." You kind of get monosyllabic answers.
Not exactly the conversationalist type.
Yeah, actually, I had a conversation with Matt recently, and there's a lot more syllables these days. So maybe that was back in the old day that happened. I've just held on to that idea, but it's certainly funny at the time. We thought, we got to use that. It's pretty much all comes from family and friends, eh, Rob?
Yeah. So I gather then that they know that that character comes from their inspiration.
Yeah, we fessed up and told them, and I'm not too sure whether that was a compliment or an insult, but
still on speaking terms.
Still on speaking terms.
Oh, that's good. Did you, by the way, when you were doing that voice, did you have something in your mouth? It sounds like because it's a bucked tooth character, obviously. It sounds like you've actually, have you put something in your mouth to do that?
I think we might have done that, eh? I think we might have done that.
A bit of that, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we did 2 more episodes afterwards, and I was like, oh no, I forgot to do the. So you don't quite hear it in the 2 episodes afterwards, and then we brought it back for eps 4 onwards. So it was there's a few inconsistencies there if you listen closely.
Yeah, I'll check for continuity then as I go through the series. So again, they're all available, those episodes, freely available on TVNZ On Demand. So go and take a look, everyone, if you haven't seen it already. It's great to have you on the show. Thanks again for that, and look after your little family there, and we hope to see you again soon sometime. Millen Baird, thank you very much. See you.
Appreciate it.
See you, mate.
See you later.
So there you go, the wonderful Millen Baird. I thoroughly enjoyed catching up with him yesterday, and he's a very talented man. He's won a lot of awards for his writing in particular. And this next interview is with a fellow who does look remarkably similar, but I assure you it's pure coincidence. Okay, folks, welcome back to the show. Joining me today, as you can see, is Mr. Frank Brutally. Good evening, Frank.
Good evening.
Look, Frank's on the show for a very interesting reason tonight. He's has a very special secret that he's hoping to share with us this evening. He looks 40-something, doesn't he? But get this, Frank is 89 years of age. You see, many years ago, Frank discovered a way not just to slow the aging process, but to virtually halt it in its tracks. And today he's going to give away that secret. What is, Frank, what is the method or technique that you've used to look half your age?
Well, basically, are you familiar with yeast?
Yes, I've heard of it, yes.
Well, you get yeast, and are you familiar with Vegemite?
Vegemite, yes.
You get the yeast from the Vegemite, and then you undo the cap, and then you get out a knife, and you put the knife into the Vegemite, spread it over your skin or epidermis, and
really?
what I like to do is also get some Glad wrap, put it over my face. I go to bed. I wake up in the morning. You know, I sound probably 80, 85, 89, whatever you just said. And, you know, people say to me, hey, you look 80, you know, you look 80.
Oh, I think I'd be more flattering than that. I think you look well under 80. So it's that simple. It's a Vegemite facial.
Yeah, that's right, because Vegemite's got yeast in it.
So it's the yeast. Yeah, I always knew something. Yeah, I thought yeast had that sort of special quality to it. So you obviously...
I have no idea what yeast is. Apparently it's in Vegemite. Spread it on your face. I tell you what, it does wonders.
Right.
Wonders. Yeah.
So does it work with, just yeast on its own from the supermarket, or do you have to extract it from the Vegemite?
Well, I've looked for yeast on its own. I can't find it. I can only find it in, and you know, if you look on those Vegemite jars, it says yeast. Sure as day, it says yeast. But if you look for yeast, you know, I can't find it.
Tell you what, after the interview, I'll give you a few links on where to find yeast at the supermarket. It might speed up things for you. But hey, you do look, half your age, as I say. What's that?
We live in a small town, you know, which the stores are a lot smaller. You can't find yeast, you know.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So my next question is, and I suspect you may have already answered it, really, is do you feel young, or is it all more on the surface? Do you feel young on the inside as well, or?
Well, I mean, you put it on the surface, but you can also put it on your toast and eat it. So as well as, you know, looking good on the outside, you feel good on the inside as well, because I mean, you're ingesting it. Put it on toast, or, you know, you can just put it on your knife and suck it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's, you ever seen that movie Cocoon?
Not for a long time, but yes, I have.
No, neither have I, but someone said, you know, it's like that movie Cocoon, where those old guys jumping in the pools and just feeling a lot younger.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was talking about, but he made the reference. And I just thought of it then. I thought I'd pass it on.
So what has compelled you to finally break this secret you've been holding on to for decades now?
Well, you just asked me.
Oh, so that was that simple.
Pretty much.
Gee, I must ask more people about the same question. I might be onto something there.
Well, Kevin just said, do you want to go on the show and then tell them about the yeast? I said, all right.
Oh, okay, well, we've struck gold there then. Look, I understand you're planning a workshop tour. obviously it was curtailed. You had it planned for quite recently, but obviously with current world situations, you've had to postpone that. But it's still going ahead. Is this correct? You're going to workshop the techniques.
I've got a PR, personal publicity people taking care of that, and I just do what they say. But apparently, we had 4 or 5 places we were going to go. I don't know where because they don't really tell me everything. But apparently there was a lot of places we were going to go, but it was curtailed by the coronavirus.
Right. Yes. So how would the workshop look? How would you teach people how to apply the yeast?
It was pretty easy. You just put your knife in the Vegemite jar and spread it on your face. Or if you want to ingest it, you just put it in your mouth. But,
okay. Well, there'd be pretty short workshops then.
People like to see it in person, so that's the reason that they were going to do the tour.
Yeah. So I guess maybe they'd be 5-10 minute workshops. Just sort of walk on in, walk out, and your life's changed forever.
Yeah, I suggested put it on a pamphlet, but they said people want to see it in person.
Yeah.
Pretty much how it goes.
What's that? Sorry.
No, you go.
I was just going to say. Now, tell the audience watching tonight what we had to do, because obviously we don't let anyone come onto the show. We have to test for authenticity. So we wanted to make sure that you are in fact 89 years of age, which I can assure you he is, because we did quite let's say an invasive test on you before you joined us, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. I had to go into a small room, and it was I won't go into details, but there was I don't know what you call those checks where they look up your jacksie. They did that, and they said, "What the hell's that around there?" And I said, "It's the yeast. It's the yeast."
Yeah, I suppose we don't want to go into too much detail. I do want to get other people on the show, so I don't want to put them off. Yeah. But look, thank you, Frank, for coming on the show. And, let's hope you get another 89 years out of that yeast. We'll get you back when you're 190-ish.
All right, mate.
Good luck.
Appreciate
it. Good luck with the workshops too.
Thanks, mate. Let us know if you want any yeast.
So there you go. Yeast is a superfood, folks, if Frank brutally is to be believed, and I think he is. So before we go, a couple of points. Next week, my guest, and I'll just change a few settings here so you can see who it is. Who's this? That's right, Chris Mack from 660. I know. He's going to join us next week, so tune in. I can't wait. One final thing before we go, and we're running bang on time today, so an improvement on the first episode. I'm going to leave you with the trailer for Daryl, which is out now online on TVNZ On Demand, which Daryl is, of course, the sequel to an earlier movie, which Millen Baird was involved with, and I will play the trailer for you. In the meantime, have a good week, and we'll see you next time.
Here we are at the Mount to Surf Marathon, and here comes Darryl Walker, still in front. He's looking solid, refusing to take on any water.
He's like a camel, this bloke.
He looks to be in trouble now, though.
He's wobbling around like a newborn foal.
Buckling under the pressure.
As he kisses the concrete, 50 metres from the finish line, and he's choked like a child on a filled roll.
Just as well there's no one here to see it.
I don't know, mate. This will go viral like man flu.
No, I'm going to an Outward Bound course, mate. 8-day adult discovery.
Take a good look around at the people who are going to be sharing this experience with you.
Marnie.
Hey, Daryl.
Kane.
Daryl.
Emilio.
Oh, there we go.
Wendy.
Daryl.
Sally.
Daryl.
Here we want you to reach your full potential through challenge in the outdoors. So the Army. Not like the Army, Trent. This is experiential education.
Is it a bit like Survivor?
Well, fear factor. No, there's no cameras on this course and it's not a competition.
Fear is a factor, though, isn't it, Aaron?
Shut up, Daryl. We'll take a good look around at the people who are going to be sharing this experience with you. They will be your support network.
This one says, I have abandonment issues.
Whose is that one?
For the next 8 days, you will collectively be known as Batten Watch. Anyone know the significance of the name Batten?
Batman.
No.
Sprinter.
No.
Is it a military reference?
No.
Marksman?
No.
Is it some sort of arts and crafts?
No.
Police Batten.
No.
Animal, mineral, or vegetable?
It's a person.
Is he in construction?
It's a she. I want you to swim out there in your pairs, okay?
How are you in the water, Daryl?
Can't sleep, Daryl.
G'day, mate. Just rehearsing for a play.
What do you want to do with your life, Daryl?
I want to run another marathon, mate.
Well, then stop running for your life and start running for your life.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Oh, powerhouse. We're indestructible. I've drawn a blank there. That's... Our deepest fear is not... Our deepest fear is not... Oh, that's disappointing.
That was beautiful, Wendy.
A little bit pitchy, but beautiful.